This is We All Be, news-free Dixie for the 21st century. See how it works? Somewhere. Can you dig it?
I was with Martin Luther King, and we were discussing the movie for TV, made for TV.
That in Coretta Lifetime? Okay.
That in Coretta ain't never got on no plane and flew to New York to meet with him. And I said, Martin, she had the children. See, I know this. My son, baby son, used to be financial analyst for the city of New York. And I think this is important to get your research here. To pull up when Betty went to the hospital, burned. She lived in Mount Vernon. You aware of that?
I know, but I think it was Memphis at that time, though. I had got some information I want to share with you about that too.
Okay, now let's watch this. Let's say when I went by her house, she was living in Mount Vernon. Yonkers, all that's right the same. But she wasn't living in New York City.
Yes, sir.
So when they came and took her out that house, why did they take her to a New York hospital? Why did the person that broke the news to us was the New York mayor and the New York police chief? Because when you come down with a trick, you get the most powerful people you can, so it's more believable.
Yes, sir.
So you saw the New York mayor and New York police chief telling what happened to Betty Shabazz, huh? Now let me fast forward. I know they expected her to die before she got there. Heck, she didn't. They put a tracheotomy through her throat. So when they got her talking to Coretta in the hospital, she couldn't talk.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And then when, at the end, it ended with her grandson standing outside while the police was there. You saw that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And they didn't have him looking like a little child. They had him looking like a man the way he looks now. And then he gets into the police car. And then the next day, the FBI grabbed him. He's going to get on a plane and fly to Iran. So I said to Martin, I said, you be a little careful because this movie's trying to tell us something. I didn't know they were setting up to kill the boy. I said, but something is getting ready to happen. Now, let me go back to the night the fire hit.
Yes, sir.
I was to Philly the next day to do a health seminar. That's when I find out Betty is at the brink of death. So I called my wife. And I said, baby, why didn't you tell me about Betty? She said, what? I said, don't you know she's almost dead? Greg, I didn't know it. What do you mean you didn't know it? He's one of the most influential people that ever lived on the planet, and something happened to his wife. I called Joe and I said, Joe, I need you to do me a favor, man. Check and find out when the story officially broke. I want to know how my wife or somebody didn't get in touch with somebody to come and tell me. He said, broke this morning at 10:30. Oh, it happened last night before 11? And it broke at 10:30 today? Okay. So I'll go in and ask them to kind of move my schedule up on one of the things. And I caught me a train and went up there. Got in a town car and had them take me. And I go there. This is the next night. And I asked her neighbors. And she said, yeah, it was 4 men came here with hoods on. Now, she wasn't talking about Ku Klux Klan. She said, you know, the type of hood you use to hide your face. We don't know if there's black or white. There's white folks up there tell me this.
Right, right.
And said, and we saw them throw it, and they took the boy with them. And I went around the side, around the corner, and talked to the firefighters, and one guy kind of winked and flipped over and told me that whatever that was they used, just ordinary people can't buy that. Now, the next day, I find out that the son, Malcolm, grandson,
Yes, sir.
He's in detention home. Okay, so then I check, and I find out that this white woman looked out her window and saw him, this little black child, wandering around in the rain with no shoes, no clothes on, just his underwear. Mm-hmm. She opened the door and said, "Excuse me, you all right?" "No, ma'am. A white woman gonna bring in a black person at midnight to their house?" And so now the universe had already armed me with what time did it break. That's insignificant, right? Mm-hmm. Except when I asked her, I said, "How did you?" And I took the mother with her. I said, "We got to be very careful. And when you go to the detention to visit him, take a minister with you, and don't say nothing what I'm telling you now, or he'll die in that jail." Mm-hmm. And so I'm talking to the white lady, and she said, "Yeah, he was here, and I gave him some hot chocolate, and I said, well, real nice, real nice." I said, "We're just so happy we heard that." And the mother, she just wanted to come and thank you. "Oh, by the way, how did you know who he was?" And she said, "Well, they've been playing it on the news." She don't know. I know. Right. Mm-hmm. See how God works? Mm-hmm. When you stop being filthy and mean and evil. Mm. I said, "The news? No, the news didn't break until 10:30 the next day." Oh, she said, "Well, I know Percy Sutton." And when he told me, who he was, because he couldn't say he set the house on fire because that news hadn't came out yet. Mm-hmm. Percy Sutton. Oh, Percy Sutton came out of Army intelligence, and that's how he built up that empire. Mm-hmm. Betty called me when the daughter, the boy's mother, got framed by the government in Minnesota. Was supposed to hire this white boy who was her lover to kill Minister Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
And come to find out he's an undercover FBI informer. Mm-hmm. So now hear this good, because this is the connection to me. So Betty called me, said, I'm in Minnesota, come to get my daughter out of jail, and they said in 2 days they'll have the arraignment, and she can be released to me. And she said, "I'm here with Bill Consular, the lawyer that's supposed to be so good with civil rights and all of that, and 90% of his cases was mob cases and drug cases with the mob." He's nothing but a punk bug. And so she called me 2 days later, crying and screaming. She said, "Bill Consular and Percy Sutton, some kind of way they locked me in my hotel room and went over there and arraigned my daughter without me." Did you hear me?
No.
Without me. Now let's fast forward. The woman said, Percy Sutton. She called him. Now, they don't know I know what really happened. Some of his friends called me last week, and I don't know if they said he heard the tape on your show or some show, what I just told you. And
Listen.
He said, "Mr. Gregory's the most honest man." This is what he told him. Honest man in the world. He said what he said, that's what happened. Now, he was there. Huh? Mm-hmm. So now, we go up to last Friday, Thursday.
Yes, sir.
And the only paper that broke the news before any white folks was the Amsterdam News. Mm-hmm. And they didn't print on that day.
That's right.
But this was a friend of the family, they thought. This woman, this PR woman.
Yeah, Trini Williams, I believe. I think it was her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it goes out all over the world. Mm-hmm. And then it says the Amsterdam News. So all at once now they're going to let a black person break it. And every time I heard it that night, which wasn't that much, they was talking about, you mean nobody confirmed this with the American Embassy? Huh? A black paper in New York? See, those are the tricks you look for. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So now, it was two different stories. One, it was a robbery.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, somebody threw him off a roof. At two different cities.
Right.
And so now I started calling around and come to find out some strange Mexicans he had hooked up with.
Mm.
Then the guy said he didn't want to go because he didn't have no money. They said, oh, you don't have to worry about nothing. Now they tell us he had a $1,500 bar bill.
Mm-hmm.
Now, assassinated, just like the Kennedy family. John was killed because he was trying to find out what happened. Robert Kennedy was killed because when he won California, he's a shoo-in to be the presidential nominee for the Democrats. He's killed.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what they did to this boy. His mama is under brain control. He's under brain control.
Mm.
FBI been harassing him.
Mm-hmm.
So they setting him up. So now he's dead. Now you gonna see, unless this show stops it. I don't mean you people hear it. Now you're gonna see the FBI gonna come in after investigating it and said he had hooked up with this Mexican gang to kill Minister Farrakhan. Who wouldn't believe it? Who wouldn't believe it? My grandmother believed that his mama wanted to kill Farrakhan, okay? And they believed Farrakhan because if you looked at the Coretta thing, they talk more about Farrakhan killing Malcolm, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know the high echelon. Private can't make a decision to kill a foreign military officer because that's not the chain of command. Mm-hmm. The chain of command, Elijah Muhammad would have to make that decision, not a minister.
Mm.
Okay? And so consequently now, if they wiped out Farrakhan and then they came out and said, we was trying to warn him, he didn't want protection because...
I just want to interject with the Malcolm Shabazz thing. I want to share this with you because this is important.
Please, yeah.
Because Malcolm Shabazz, he heard our interview. I put it out on YouTube. You talking about the bed in Coretta back in February. He actually put it on his main website. He tweeted it on his Twitter. And this is what he told people and companies what you said was correct. This is a email I got a couple of days ago from a friend of Malcolm Shabazz. It's dated March 25th. I want to read it to you and have you respond to this because this is very important. Because Brother Malcolm said this. This is from March 25th of this year, 2013. He said, Brother Dick Gregory is on point. Only error is that it was Yonkers, not Mount Vernon, but next to each other. Okay. But here's what he said. What? But I want you to hear this because this is why you was such a gem. Well, this is what Malcolm said. Well, I never really speak to people about this outside some Lake Found. But when it first happened, I was in the hospital and some detectives came to see me and asked me what happened. Mind you, I'm 12 years old. I told them the truth, and they told me to not say that. Then they made me write a statement, but told me what to say happened. My lawyer, Percy Sultan, Percy Sultan, who we know to be CIA. Now, he said, who we know to be CIA, told me to never tell truth or I'll spend the rest of my life in prison, which was probably true. He said this, I don't know how did Gregory know about the hooded man and whatnot. Then I was sent into this program way in the middle of nowhere in Massachusetts where they would make me say I did all this shit I ain't do. And told me if I did not own up to my actions, I would not get out. So I was made to say I did shit I didn't, and after saying it for so long, shit, so that's what it is. I have some very powerful enemies. And like I said, but I'm still here though.
Would you do me a favor? Is that all of it?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm reading what he said. Yeah.
No, I want you to repeat that. No, I know. Wait one minute.
Hey, everybody, this is Brother Ron. I am asking you all to do me a big favor. Think about supporting the We All Be movement. Your donation is tax deductible. The We All Be Group Incorporated is a recognized 501c3. And I'm just asking you all because I want to keep on bringing y'all quality work through the way that I know how to do best. And I'm going to sing my praises and toot my horn. A lot of y'all were not hip to Dick Gregory until Brother Ron brought him on the We All Be platform, until that Django review we did. Y'all seen another side of Judge Joe Brown, and Judge Joe Brown's message has been amplified. But it was We All Be that brought Judge Joe Brown to y'all back in 2014. And so many others. And we covered so many things. So help us out so we can help you all. Peace.